The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Clark's Pump and Shop, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, I'm Gary Ball. Welcome to the 20th year of the Scholastic Ball Report. We got a great show for you this week. As always, a feature from WKYT. The Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Madison Central State Champion Golf Team members. The Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week is a soccer player from West Jessamine High School. From Nicholasville, we have the Sutherland Chevrolet Driver of the Week with some great sports action. And from UK Sports Medicine Healthcare, Peter Gray from Henry Clay High School. But we know what you want. You want the best highlights. We got them. Game Time with Brian Milam, Lee K. Howard.
There was a time not so long ago when Woodford County lost 20 consecutive games under Dennis Johnson. However, DJ has constructed a program which has seen a metamorphosis. The Jackets are 20-1 in their last 21 outings. Looking for another dub tonight against East Jessamine. First quarter, Andrew Nason hands off to Preston Stacy. He bounces outside, bounces inside, and bounces into the end zone. 14-0 Stingers. Nason again. Wait for it.
I'm waiting.
There he comes. Nason to Makai Smith, the sophomore, cuts, stiff arms, brought down inside the 10. The Nason hands off to Stacy again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Barrels his way in. Woodford County cruises 48-7 in the final.
Yeah, Dennis Johnson uses bar soap. You bet on that. Scott County, they've secured the 2-hole in the district and inviting Louisville Ballard to the Bird's Nest tonight. Bruins up 6-0 in the half. Ballard trying to drive, but the ball comes loose. Luke Valencia gets his hands on it. Ruled down just shy of the goal line. That's going to set up this. Ellis Hughley, the junior running back, punches it in. Scott County goes up by a point with under 5 in the third. Bruins.
Oh, lights are going
Yeah,
out.
you got to pay that light bill. Bruins turn around and respond. Tristan, the human highlight, Real Hawkins. Out of the pocket, fires off to Ethan Barrett. He's got space. Ballard up 13-7. Scott County shuts him out in the fourth quarter, though, and goes on to win 22-13.
They say that being a Kentuckian makes you unique. At Whitaker Bank, we agree. We've always been unique. Whitaker Bank understands our communities and its people because we're from here. Kentucky owned, Kentucky based, always has been, always will be. Yeah, you could say we are a unique bank, and we're proud of it. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Oh, hey, things cooling off. Go ahead and give us a call here at Hub and Camp. Get your fall tuned up good.
When you or a loved one have been seriously injured in a wreck, it feels like you're losing control.
Don't leave your future in the hands of the insurance company. Call Hughes & Coleman today. Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Floodwaters in eastern Kentucky have destroyed homes and businesses, displaced families, devastated communities, and claimed the lives of our fellow Kentuckians. Radio and television stations across the Commonwealth have united as one voice to help our fellow Kentuckians in need. Please consider supporting the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund today. Simply go to kba.org and click the Donate Now button. This message of hope is provided by the Kentucky Broadcasters Association and this station.
Last Saturday, the Liberty Elementary School cross-country team did something many weren't sure they could do this year.
We won the state championship! Let's go!
Less than 24 hours after learning their number 2 runner would have to sit out this race.
They really did something that we thought was maybe unthinkable whenever Asa went out.
Coach Lindsey Roberts found out Asa Park wasn't feeling well Friday afternoon. By that evening, he learned Park was severely sick and being admitted to the ICU. Park had a ruptured spleen. He wouldn't be racing with his team Saturday, and he won't run again for several weeks at least.
Asa and my son Colton have been running together since they were in kindergarten.
So naturally, learning he'd have to sit out the big race and his last with this team before they age out was hard on him and the rest of the guys. It's a team that's been training together for years.
I think everybody, including Asa over here, he was selected team captain. He's been leading the team for their whole season.
And even though the season is over, he's been at every club practice since leaving the ICU.
Whenever you're together for a long time, it does become a family.
When their brother was down, this family took home the trophy for him. In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report as we honor the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week. KHSAA Boys State Championship Golf Team from Madison Central High School. With us is golf coach Kyle Conklin and 3 of his players. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate you having us on.
Talk about your golf season and your recent state championship win.
Yes, sir. We got off to a pretty good start back July 22nd at Lafayette's Invitational and won there and knew right away that we were going to have a pretty good, solid team. But as anybody knows, every sport is a long season. So getting off to a good win there to start the season was great. And from day one, we knew that we were going to have a chance to compete and hopefully make a run at the state title. Something that me as a coach the last 7 years, we've always talked about, coming in first or second at the regional tournament. But to finally get over the hump down in Bowling Green, 2 weeks ago and win a state championship for the first time in school history was something really, truly special. And I couldn't have done it with a better group of guys.
Yeah, Clay Warren received first team golf Kentucky Golf Coaches Association All-State honors, and Mason made the second team All-State. What does that mean to your program?
Yes. So a lot of people don't know it. Clay and Warren both, that's 3 years in a row that they've won first team All-State. And I can tell you right now, I've been around Madison Central Golf for a long time. And we're lucky if we have one guy on first team All-State here in the last, 15 years. But to have 2 guys do it 3 years in a row, I think that just kind of shows what kind of guys they are, the work they put into the game, how much it does mean wearing that Madison Central polo every time they get to tee it up.
Let's start with Clay Pendergrass. Who got you interested in golf, and how old were you?
I was probably 4 or 5 years old when I first started going out there and hitting balls. But my dad had a lot to do with it, and so did the pro at Gibson Bay. Jason Eberly, he was my first real teacher and the one that just kind of pushed me to really get going. But him and my dad had a lot to do with it. So I've been going on 10 or 12 years now that I've been playing golf. So
what do you think is the best part of golf?
From a team standpoint, it's playing for something bigger than yourself and going out there and representing not only you, but your school and your team. From an individual standpoint, I think it's just something to work at. You can always get better, and there's always going to be something to get better at. And I just feel like me as a player, I'm never settling, and I'm just always trying to get better. And there's just always something to work on and chase. So.
Mason, who got you interested in golf, and how old were you?
It was mainly my dad. My dad, he played a lot. He played at EKU, so as long as I can remember, I've kind of just been playing. So,
What do you think is the strongest part of your golf game?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like a lot of parts of my game have gotten better recently, but I'd have to say probably my short game. I feel like my short game's pretty good.
Yeah. Warren Thomas. Warren, how old were you when you started playing golf?
Well, I just kind of started from the time I could walk. I went out on the driving range with my family and then didn't really do much with it. And just kind of on a weekend, Dad took me out with my uncle and we went out and played golf. I was probably 6 years old or so. And then kind of started actually getting into it in 2016.
What was it like to win the KHSAA team championship for Madison Central?
It was pretty special. I mean, because me and Clay we were on the team last year. That got second place, lost by a shot, and it was just heartbreaking and all the excitement leading up to it, and to fall short last year. So going into this year we had a different mindset, and we knew we were going to do whatever it took.
Well, thank you, Coach Congleton, Clay Mason, and Warren for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Mr. Ball.
That's Roberts Insurance Team of the Week. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Okay, with so many places to buy new appliances, where should you go? A big box store? How about a warehouse club? I don't think so. Go where your neighbors go. P-Rats was voted Central Kentucky's favorite place to buy appliances. Here's why. They have all the major brands at the guaranteed lowest price, low interest financing with options to fit any budget, plus an award-winning in-house service and installation team. Voted Central Kentucky's favorite place for appliances. We're the best in the bluegrass.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
No matter who you cheer for or what the sport,
Clark's Puppet Shop is there to support the young people who play.
Whether it's a snack on the way to the game or restocking on the way home, Clark's is the winning stop. And when you're choosing from drinks, chips, or a one-of-a-kind crispy, crunchy chicken, you'll be a winner no matter what the scoreboard says.
Clark's Puppet Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Safe Auto.
Some things aren't worth putting off, like your car insurance. Good thing we're here to remind you.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. As millions flock to the metaverse, many are experiencing unnecessary pain and suffering, terrible car crashes, frightening trip and falls, and on-the-job injuries. Our army of over 800 attorneys and 4,000 support staff have recovered billions for clients just like you. Injured? Just dial pound law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America, and now the universe's largest injury law firm.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report as we honor the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. She's Brooke Beasley, a soccer team member from West Jessamine High School with the coach B.J. Hall Vobenheim. And Coach and Brooke, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, talk to us about Brooke as a soccer player. I know she's outstanding.
Brooke is, so I've only been there 2 years at West Jessamine. This is my second year, and Brooke was an integral part of us going to my first Final Four last year, and I know the team had been there multiple times. And how many had you been to?
I had been to the Elite Eight my freshman year.
Yeah, so she was able to go to the Elite Eight, and Brooke was a captain as a sophomore last year, and she's a captain this year. Brooke is a special kid. I mean, she's a very special player to us on the field, and she's a great leader. She is obviously very skillful. She's versatile. We've had her in the back this year. We've had her out wide. We've played her in the middle. We've had her up top. She's scored in all these big games. You know, right now we're getting ready to enter the Elite Eight, and she helped us knock off a team last night by, scoring a goal up top. And She's just, it's the type of player every coach wants to have, and super coachable, and the girls respect her, and that's it's not easy being a sophomore captain of a team that's going to a Final Four, and I think that just in my first year really spoke volumes to just how well she can. She handles and connects and does all these things that coaches need. I mean, we need that in the locker room. You got to win the locker room and make sure that players are, handling business. And so it's none better than having her, by my side doing that. So, and I put a lot on our captains. I really do. I think she would probably agree to that. So, they run the show.
Brooke, who got you interested in playing soccer?
Definitely probably my family, considering that I had an older brother who was involved in sports like football and baseball, and I think that just kind of made me want to do a sport and play soccer, and I've been playing soccer since I was really young, so I think that's what really just got me started.
What's your favorite part of the game?
Definitely getting out and with the team before games and getting really hype and getting motivated to play. I always think there are like built up nerves before the game, and then once the first whistle blows, I think it's like stress relieving to start playing the game and start having fun with the team and build off of that.
Describe the best soccer performance that you're most proud of.
Probably last year in the Elite Eight against South Laurel. It was 0-0, and I had a breakaway, and one of my teammates, Caroline Tucker, played me the ball over top, and I had a breakaway to the goal and scored the first goal in the Elite Eight, and we ended up winning 3-0, and it was just a really fun, competitive game, and I think that was a really fun experience for me and the team.
You described that very well. Let's talk about your academic accomplishments. You are a junior with a GPA 4.0. Discuss your time management plan to excel at both soccer and academics.
The way I kind of use my time is if I have practice, I obviously take it one thing at a time and do practice first and focus on soccer. But I also have to manage school first, so I mainly have to do a lot of studying on the weekends and being able to have those late nights where I'm studying as well and having to stay up kind of late. But once you find the balance, it's easier to manage that kind of thing.
Do you have a favorite subject that you like the most? And is there a teacher that has influenced you the best?
Right now, my favorite subject is probably history, just because I've had a lot of good teachers within that subject, and I think it's kind of cool to learn about everything that's happened in the world. But probably my sophomore history teacher, Mr. Angel, probably influenced me a lot to love that subject and be able to follow through with it.
Well, we certainly wish you guys best of luck in the Elite Eight.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having us. Thanks for recognizing her.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke and Coach, for being on the Scholastic Ball Report. That's it for the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Let's take a look at our Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. We go to Log Mountain down at Bell County as Estill County's Caleb Witt throws to Jack's niece, who somehow makes the spectacular catch on his back in the end zone. Take a look at it again. Jack's niece, got to have a niece in Estill County. It was good for a touchdown, but Bell County would get the win. Jack's niece, that is our Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Lexington, Alicia here with news you can use. Now, seniors can get a Medicare plan from a long-standing healthcare leader here for the very first time. With $0 premiums and low or no copays, with the top doctors and hospitals right here in Lexington.
Introducing Essence Healthcare, the Medicare plan created by doctors for patients. Essence gives you more for less, more choices, more benefits, and more savings.
My husband and I are both on Essence, and it's helpful not to pay those huge copays.
You even get our new flexible benefits card, money-saving extras, and more.
Everything has been very simple, and that's the way I like it. I like it simple.
Call 1-855-933-3351 or go to essencehealthcare.com to get your free decision guide now. Our licensed advisors are standing by to help.
Now that's news.
Essence Healthcare. A healthy tomorrow starts today.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report and the UK Sports Medicine and Healthcare segment. Today our guest is Peter Gray, athletic trainer at Henry Clay High School. Welcome to the Scholastic Ball Report, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
Today we have a very important topic. It is concussions. So, why don't you give us a description or a definition of what a concussion is?
Yeah, so a concussion is a traumatic brain injury, and it's an injury to the brain, and I think that's just important to emphasize. We understand a lot of other injuries of the body, but when it comes to a concussion, people seem to forget that it is an injury to the brain. It's one that we can't see through imaging. CT scan, an X-ray, none of that is really going to tell us if somebody has a concussion. It's really kind of symptom based. We do a physical exam, which we'll kind of go over how we diagnose a concussion next.
Yeah, and that's interesting that none of that, it wouldn't show up on any of those types of scans. So why don't we get into how you do diagnose a concussion?
Right. So on the sideline, we do something called a SCAT form, which is a sports concussion assessment tool. And, it's going to go through a lot of different symptoms. It's going to go through memory. It's going to go through delayed recall and balance. And we basically take all of this information that we get, and we, it either points us one way or the other as far as, do we suspect a concussion or not? And it's not really cut and dry. So it's really important to have a good clinician, a good athletic trainer on your sidelines. And it's also important to trust them. A golden rule, especially, in the setting that I am is, when in doubt, sit them out, right? Because a brain injury is important that we make sure that we treat it properly.
And how do you return athletes to play after a concussion?
Well, it's always important to get them in clinic and get them to see, an MD or a DO, a physician, just so that they can start getting some treatment. And we have various different ways to help with concussion symptoms, right? One thing that we kind of forget because we're so sports focused is the trouble that athletes and students can have in the classroom. So, I like to get people into clinic so that they have a physician's note that says like they are having concussion symptoms and they, should postpone their exams until, they can complete the exam without having a headache or anything like that. But we return them to play mostly on symptoms and also on, balance and other assessments as well. But we do a progressive return to play, and it's kind of a day by day process based on their symptoms. We're going to slowly introduce things that may or may not cause more symptoms for them, starting with can they get through a day of school, and then can they do some cardio, and then we'll kind of ramp it up and then get more sport specific. And especially for football, we slowly introduce contact practices because we don't want them to have a subsequent head injury while they're returning back to play. And then when they're feeling good and they've completed a full contact practice, we get them back into, live play and game-like situations.
That's Peter Gray from UK Sports Medicine, always keeping us healthy for all high school contests. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Let's go to the state capital, Franklin County, and Louisville Central coming in from 15th, and Muhammad Ali. It was all Jackets up 14-0 in the third. Xavier Brown goes for it all. Cortez Stone. Speaking of Ali, watch him do the Ali shuffle right here. 67 yards, 21-0 Central. Central strong on the ground with Xavier Brown. Just like an Ali poet, he doesn't know it. The senior signal collar is loose for one of his longest runs of the year, a 34-yard pickup. Central settles for a Cyril Chudamusa 35-yard. Oh, that looks like Tom Dempsey. Yeah, it was. That's just a one-step shot. Central with a shutout, 24-0.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands in air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
Auto accidents happen to all of us, and it can be a very stressful time. Let Renfro's Collision make the repair process easier for you. They have the training and equipment to repair your vehicle back to pre-accident condition. You have the right to choose your repair facility, so why not choose the one who works for you and not the insurance company? Your family safety is our #1 concern. Renfro's Collision, 22 years of excellent service, and that's not by accident.
Submit your picture of your all-blue crew. Go to WKYT.com/allblue. Brought to you by UK Federal Credit Union.
Critics are loving Walker Independence.
All right, ladies, it's showtime.
Walker Independence. New series this Thursday at 9/8 Central, only on the CW.
That's the show for this week. Don't forget, next Friday, catch the Douglas and Boyle County football game live on Prep Spin. Join us next week for another show with the Scholastic Ball Report highlighting high school athletes. As always, special thanks to the Scholastic Ball Report team, Prep Spin's King of Stream, William Warfield, Joel Clace, our director, executive producer, Bridget DeVries, and the WKYT sports staff, Brian Ballum and Lee K. Howard. And remember, for those you see and those you don't see, keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Clark's Pump and Shop, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.